Hello, greetings. Welcome to 300. I have nothing to. It literally just occurred to me because when I did 200, I redid my followy thing, and I was like, I've got nothing for 300. I'm recording it earlier because for those of you who are watching this, first of all, thank you. Hi. But if you've watched, or if you follow me on Twitter, you'll notice that I stopped doing the hey, I've got a daily vlog thing, because trying to advertise that every single day was a bit of a bum ache. So like, okay, fine. So I stopped putting out daily posts, but now I'm going to put out random posts of saying, hey, I'm doing a vlog thingy, and I've hit 300. Feel free to check it out, because that feels more significant. So yeah, so I'm doing it earlier in the day so that I can then get that daily post, that sort of random post done up. Yeah, so I can tweet it. Not that you can tell it's daytime, because October's finally hit. It is finally October. The weather's finally reflecting that fact. So excuse me. So what's happening with me? I'm having a pajama day. Yeah, basically, himself was down in the garage the other day taking some of the stuff to the charity shop. Realised, oh wow, you really don't need to do huge. Well, there is stuff that needs to be done. The biggest part that needs to be done is moving what's already packed. Once that is physically out of the way, then obviously I can see the rest of it and like work out how much more to do. But depending on how much I can move in one go, or like a couple of goes in one session, obviously that's dependent on the car, because Adam's car isn't the hugest. Then theoretically, once I got the rest of it, see what's left, maybe 2-3 days work, overall. And then obviously that's one of those days' work includes transporting the rest of the stuff that I need transporting, because the garage that we currently have is there. I mean, like I'm saying there, it's like literally I am pointing to it through the wall. It's, this is us, here's the garage. Which is another reason we're so PO'd that they're getting rid of the garage. The new one we're getting is over there and up a hill. So it's not like miles and miles and miles, but it's like, sort of up here somewhere. And it's about 10-minute walk. Kind of uphill. It's like not a steep, but it's like a, this thing. And you notice it when you're walking. You definitely notice it if you were dragging boxes of books. So, yeah. Couple of days to finish sorting out once I can see what's left to sort out. And then another day of actually transporting stuff. So that's what's going on with that. Generally, overall, pretty good. We're getting on a bit better again. Didn't have any work confirmed for Monday, which has annoyed me. It's kind of a twofold thing. It's annoyed me that I haven't had any work confirmed, but on the other hand, that means I've got more Monday to move stuff, because that's when Adam's available. So that's happened. And yeah, otherwise my throat's killing me. I'll have a cough sweet in a bit after I've done this. And yeah, just been pretty chill. Watched the first 4 Castlevanias last night, because I'd heard about it when it was happening, like when it first was made. Someone did a review of it. They said, oh, it's only 4 episodes. And I'm like, alright, cool, they're testing the concept, but if it's not going to go beyond that, then, I'm not going to get myself invested. But Erin mentioned the other day that there's Netflix have dropped a whole bunch more. There's like 10 or 12 more. So I'm like, alright, then I'll check out the first 4, see what I think, and then decide, now that there is more to be watched, how I feel about it. So yeah, we're basically, we're going to be, as soon as I've done this, we're going to be watching Castlevania. No, I've never... Oh, sorry, Modest has moved. Hello, Modest. No, I've never played the games. I've heard of the games, but I've never played them. but as a standalone vampire adventure, it looks pretty good. And the animation itself is typically anime, you know, sort of line drawn, hand drawn people, and it's good. It's well done, but it's sort of somewhat fairly typical for that style. But you know, modern day is not like a really early kind of stuff. I mean, I can't think of examples, but it's smooth character animation. But the backgrounds and the visual effects, I mean, there's a lot of fire effects in the first few episodes, and it's like, holy crap, this is really gorgeous. So just to look at it as a piece of art is very cool, and I'm looking forward to where the story goes. Like I said, I've not played the game, so I have no idea whether how much if it's following the plot of the games. I don't know if it's, and maybe this is me confusing stuff, but the main protagonist is Trevor Belmont, and I always thought in the game it was Simon Belmont, unless I'm getting it confused with something else, which is entirely possible. So that is basically my afternoon, is going to be watching Castlevania and refolding my t-shirts, because yes, they look nice and neat, but I've got a different way of folding them that makes them even neater and tidier, and they take up less space on the shelf. Trust me, it works. Alright, let's do the book. We are on day 300, so let's see what the 300th question is. Oh, bloody hell, my nose. Having another allergy attack, and I wasn't even down in the garage yesterday. Ooh, okay, okay. If you had your own magazine, what would it be called and what would it be about? Well, I think what would the about first? I have, as you could probably tell, multiple interests. I mean, this is based on an online comic character. Obviously, these guys are. This is all Harry Potter stuff. I've got Legend of Zelda up there. We've got artwork that I've done myself. Obviously, Doctor Who there. And so I like books. I like various TV. I was just talking about the Castlevania thing. I like, you know, I do like gaming. Obviously, Zelda's a representation of that, but obviously other types of stuff as well. You know, I play the Simpsons game. I like My Little Pony. Now, that is a lot of different things to put in one magazine. It's not specialist. I don't want to make it, you know, just my interests. But maybe the idea of a more all-encompassing thing. So you can have your crafty stuff, you can have your artistic stuff, you can have your gamer stuff, you can have your you know, film and TV stuff. All I can think of title-wise, and I'm not 100% convinced, but it's only a title that's bouncing around my head at the moment, is like Geek Like Me or something. You know, Geek Like Me magazine, you know, your one-stop shop for, you know, arts, crafts, you know, gaming and television. It's not very pithy, I grant you. It's not very pithy, but yeah, I mean, the idea of a multi thing, and you have you know, it would be a team of people. I mean, I'd be obviously the chief editor-in-chief, whatever they call it, for a magazine. You could have contributions from obviously staff. So you could have the arts and okay. So all right, we'll go with the fact it's October, so we'll go with the Halloween as an overarching theme. So you can have favourite TV shows, like obviously the X-Files, or more recent horror like Buffy. There's a new Sabrina coming out. There's that Hill and Haunted House or something, the Netflix show that I'm going to check out. Those are kind of obvious, but then you can have less obvious horror stories or things, you know, in popular culture that aren't necessarily genre shows but have weirder episodes to them. That could be kind of a TV, like a feature in the media, like popular media. You can have Halloween based. And I know I'm going through all my cross-stitch magazines, there are loads of different Halloween themed, you know, cross-stitch patterns or, you know, artworks that you can do. You can do a feature on Dia de Muerto, the Day of the Dead celebrations for Mexico. That could be a whole thing. You know, could have a bit of history in there. So, you know, it wouldn't have to necessarily be about, I like Doctor Who, and I like cross-stitching, and I like painting now and again, and I like reading, and these are specifically the things that I like. You know, you can say, like, you know, you have a multi-fandom, and one issue could be more about arts and crafts and stuff, and one issue could be more about television stuff, but the idea that you can have a magazine that is more than one thing, that isn't just, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with specialist magazines, of course not, because they do well. Of course, you know, as I said, I had a pile of cross-stitch magazines because I was interested in cross-stitch. I've kept the patterns that I'm most interested in, or look the most pretty to me, or that I'm most likely to do. And the rest I've said, well, okay, that's gone to recycling now. So there's nothing wrong with a magazine dedicated to fishing. But there's nothing wrong with picking up a magazine, a monthly magazine, that's like, here's an article about cross-stitching, here's an article about Doctor Who, here's an article about, you know, painting, you know, art, you know, films, whatever, you know, a gaming section. I haven't covered gaming. Yeah, horror games would be a good subject for Halloween as well. But, so yeah. So it would be a kind of a multi, and probably that's, I get that's probably going to be a hard sell. But, you know, that's what a lot of e-magazines are. I mean, if it was an e-magazine, it would matter, like something like Flipboard. You know, you pick your subjects or whatever. So I haven't read a National Geographic, but I assume there's like, it's not just one thing or the other. You know, you've got here's a weird tribe you've never heard of, and here's some flowers. You know, maybe I haven't really read National Geographic properly. So yeah, Geek Like Me, until I come up with a better title, and it would cover multiple things to varying degrees depending on where the interest lies, but it wouldn't just be specifically the things I like in those subjects. You know, you can have suggestions from the audience. So yes, my throat hurts. I need to put some stuff back in the fridge, and well, basically Erin's waiting for me. So I'm going to say, if you've been watching, thank you, you're awesome. 300! Who'd have thunk it? We made it. I've been Michelle, you've been listening. I will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Bye!